Hey there, globetrotters and news junkies. Ever wondered how the world is shifting beneath our feet? Well, you're in for a treat. Remember when everyone dreamed of making it in America, the land of opportunity, where the streets were paved with gold and dreams came true? Well, hold on to your passports because the tables are turning, the dream is shifting, and it's not just about coming to America anymore. We're talking reverse migration, folks. Yes, you heard that right. People are packing their bags and heading out, but not just to any place. People aren't just leaving America, they're leaving for somewhere else entirely. They're seeking new horizons, new opportunities, and sometimes, just a fresh start. Think about it. Europe, Canada, even parts of Asia, they've always been cool with folks coming and going. These places have become the new hotspots. Europe with its rich history and diverse cultures, Canada with its welcoming arms and stunning landscapes, and Asia with its booming economies and vibrant cities. But lately, it's not just about finding a better life, it's about escaping a worse one. Economic instability, political turmoil, and social unrest are pushing people to look for safer, more stable environments. The American dream is getting a serious reality check. What was once seen as the ultimate goal is now being questioned and reevaluated. Why the change of heart? What's causing this shift in perspective? Two big words: border policies and tariffs. These have made it harder for people to move freely and have impacted economies in ways we couldn't have imagined. Remember that guy, what's his name, Trump? Yeah, him. His policies have left a lasting impact, making America look less like a land of opportunity and more like a fortress. His policies have made America look less like a land of opportunity and more like, well, have you seen those border walls? They're not exactly welcoming. So buckle up because we're about to break down this reverse migration thing. It's a complex web of economic factors, political decisions, and personal stories. Get ready for some economic twists and turns, political head-scratchers, and stories that'll make you rethink your next international flight. Let's go. This is not just a trend, it's a movement, and it's reshaping the world as we know it. America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the dream destination for millions around the world. It's a place where opportunities are said to be endless, and where anyone can make a fresh start. But that dream can quickly turn into a nightmare unless you're trying to get in. The process of entering the United States has become a daunting challenge, filled with uncertainty and anxiety. Trump's second term has turned the border into a high-stakes game show where nobody wins. The policies have become more stringent and the atmosphere more hostile. Remember that wall he promised? Turns out it's not just a physical wall, it's a symbol of division and exclusion. A barrier that extends beyond bricks and mortar. It's a wall of fear and bureaucracy. The paperwork is endless, the waiting times are excruciating, and the uncertainty is overwhelming. We're talking stricter visa rules, random detentions, even deportations. The rules seem to change overnight, leaving people in a constant state of limbo. Europeans and Canadians, people who used to waltz through customs, are getting caught in the crosshairs. The ease of travel they once enjoyed is now a distant memory. Suddenly, that weekend trip to New York doesn't seem so appealing when you might end up in immigration detention. The risk is too high and the consequences too severe. And it's not just tourists. The impact is far-reaching, affecting various groups of people. Skilled workers, students, and professionals who contribute significantly to the economy and culture are also feeling the pressure. Even families who've lived in the US for years are packing their bags. They're making the difficult decision to leave behind the life they've built. They're tired of the uncertainty, the fear of being separated from loved ones. The emotional toll is too much to bear. It's like America's putting up a giant go-away sign, and guess what? The message is being received loud and clear. People are starting to listen. They're choosing other destinations, other opportunities, and other dreams. The land of the free is becoming the land of the closed doors. Problems? Remember those Economics 101 classes where they talked about tariffs? No? Well, neither do we, but apparently Trump does. He's slapped tariffs on everything but the kitchen sink, and guess what? It's backfiring. Think about it. You want a German car? Boom, 20% tariff. Fancy some French wine? Another 20%. Canadian maple syrup? Don't even get us started. These tariffs make everything more expensive, and guess who pays the price? That's right, American consumers. But here's the kicker, those tariffs haven't exactly brought back American jobs like Trump promised. Instead, they've created uncertainty and instability in the global market. Companies are hesitant to invest in America, and countries are retaliating with tariffs of their own. It's a trade war, and nobody's winning. Remember Canada, America's friendly neighbor to the north? Well, they're not feeling so friendly anymore. See, when people get rejected at the US border, where do you think they go? Bingo, Canada. Now, Canada's always been welcoming, but even they have their limits. They're seeing a surge in asylum seekers, people crossing the border illegally, even just folks looking for a less chaotic place to live. And let's be real, dealing with America's rejects wasn't exactly in Canada's 5-year plan. So what are they doing about it? They're beefing up border security, tightening visa rules, even turning away people at the airport. It's a tough situation, and nobody's quite sure how to handle it. Looks like being America's nice guy neighbor just got a whole lot more complicated. Section 5. Economic shockwaves, who wins, who loses. This whole reverse migration thing isn't just about people moving around, it's shaking up the global economy. People are leaving their home countries in search of better opportunities, and this movement is creating ripple effects that are felt worldwide. Remember those investment flows and labor markets we mentioned earlier? Well, they're being turned upside down. Capital is moving in unexpected directions, and labor markets are having to adapt quickly to these changes. Yeah, they're feeling the heat. Businesses are scrambling to adjust their strategies, and governments are trying to figure out how to respond to these new economic realities. On the one hand, countries like Canada, Germany, and even China are getting an influx of skilled workers. These nations are benefiting from the talents and expertise of professionals who are eager to contribute to their new communities. These are doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, people who can contribute to the economy in significant ways. They bring with them not just skills, but also new ideas and perspectives that can drive innovation and growth. It's like winning the global talent lottery, and some countries are cashing in big time. They're seeing boosts in productivity and economic dynamism as a result. But on the other hand, America's losing its edge. The country is facing a brain drain as skilled workers look elsewhere for opportunities. Those high tariffs are making it harder for businesses to compete globally. Companies are finding it more difficult to export their goods and services, which is hurting their bottom lines. And with fewer skilled workers coming in, certain industries are facing labor shortages. This is particularly true in sectors like technology and healthcare, where specialized skills are in high demand. It's a classic case of shooting yourself in the foot, economically speaking. The policies that were meant to protect domestic jobs are actually making it harder for the economy to grow and thrive. Section 6. Meet the deported real faces, real stories. Behind all the economic jargon and political posturing, there are real people whose lives are being turned upside down by this reverse migration trend. These aren't just statistics, they're families, dreamers, and hardworking individuals caught in the crosshairs. Take, for instance, the German woman detained for over a month. She was simply visiting her American relatives, only to find herself accused of violating visa rules. Or the Canadian actress held for 12 days without explanation. These are not isolated incidents. They're becoming increasingly common. Even highly skilled professionals like the French scientist deported after a brief detention are not immune. These stories highlight the human cost of stricter border policies and the fear and uncertainty they create. What the new order will look like. Section 8. Beyond the headlines, the deeper questions. This reverse migration trend raises some uncomfortable questions about the future of globalization and the role of America on the world stage. Are we witnessing the decline of the American empire? Is this the beginning of a more fragmented and less cooperative world? These are not just academic questions, they have real-world implications for international relations, trade, and even our daily lives. As borders harden and countries become more inward-looking, what happens to the ideals of cultural exchange, international cooperation, and global citizenship? These are questions we need to be asking ourselves, not just as individuals, but as a global community. The answers will shape the world our children inherit. Section 9. Reverse migration. A glimpse into the future? Reverse migration is more than just a trend. It's a symptom of deeper shifts in global power dynamics and a reflection of changing attitudes towards America. It's a wake-up call, a reminder that the world doesn't stand still. Whether this trend continues or reverses course in the coming years remains to be seen. However, one thing is clear, the world is watching, and America's actions have consequences. The future is unwritten, but the choices we make today will determine what that future holds. So let's choose wisely.